Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the final episode of Season 1 of All the Right Movies. Tonight it's Tin Cup. I'm joined by my good friend Dan Goodroad. This guy loves Tin Cup. He loves golf. He is a Kansas Jayhawk, but a Nebraska fan, kind of, those of you who've seen me wear my Georgia hat on John's show by mistake, like I'm a Georgia fan. He's a Nebraska fan, but I can't be happier to have him here with me tonight. And here we are with Tin Cup. We are coming to you live from Tiger Tom's Pub, as you might hear from some of the yelling around us. Figured I'd give it a try. We'll see what happens. If it doesn't work out, I'll have it fixed by next May when we come back, if not sooner, with All the Right Movies. Let's just jump right into Tin Cup. I always like to start off by giving the release date because some of the last two movies have just got absolutely shitty release dates. Varsity Blues was released in January. I don't know what they were thinking there. Did they think like the Super Bowl's coming up and everybody will want to watch football? And then they did Friday Night Lights like in the middle of October with the horror movies. No coincidence they did not finish real well in box office. But this was released on August 16, 1996. In the summer, that might have hurt it some, but it did rule the weekend. It was number one for the weekend it was released, so that doesn't happen too often with a sports movie. It was directed by Ron Shelton, who we talked a lot about when we did Bull Durham. I always like to talk about like a Mount Rushmore. If the director's got a lot of them, so I kind of went with Ron Shelton's Mount Rushmore. Bull Durham, White Men Can't Jump, obviously Tin Cup. I couldn't put Cobb in there because Cobb was god awful. But I found out that he did a 30 for 30 called Jordan Rides the Bus about Michael Jordan's time that he spent in the minor leagues, which he directed and produced. So there you go. I remember seeing that. That was pretty good. So that gives me Mount Rushmore. Ron Shelton.
Those are some pretty heavy hitters for sports movies,
right?
Considering. What's your favorite of the three? Because again, as a golfer, mine is probably Tin Cup, but White Men Can't Jump.
I'm Tin Cup all the way. I just thought it was the most unflawed of the group for one thing.
And Bull Durham is
right.
Heavy hitter on its own.
I let them know. We did Bull Durham earlier, and I let them know that Bull Durham's a chick flick. But it was a good chick. It's not like I would have done the movie if I loved it. And I did point out
you're announcing your presence with the
hot takes, everybody, hot takes. But I did point out that scene in Kevin Costner's apartment is one of my favorite relationship scenes because they stop goofing around and you can just see they're both scared shitless of having a relationship. And the movie got real, and I did love that scene. But no, it's always been Tin Cup. White Men Can't Jump, I enjoy very much. It's going to be done here Sunday. I thought it was the most flawed of the three. Not overly flawed, but minorly, so it doesn't mean I didn't love it. Being flawed does not tear me away from the movie. Otherwise, I wouldn't like The Guardian, Kevin Costner.
Disagree with you on that one. But
yeah.
Anyway, considering you have three of some of the best sports movies of all time,
it's a solid Mount Rushmore. Yep. Anyway, it did in the box office. It made about 53 million, 800,000 domestically. Made about 75 worldwide. And one of the things I picked up on, not like a big piece of trivia, but one of the reasons, like they didn't make golf movies is because the foreign distributors said they wouldn't do it. We wouldn't put them out. But apparently there's enough for this one, I guess. So it finished number 26 in box office in 1996. And it was on a budget of about $45 million.
That seems like a lot.
But then I started.
You have John Johnson, you have Renee Russo, you have
and you're picking those up as they're all hitting like A-list strides, and then you're paying for all the cameos for the golfers.
I don't know. I feel like Kevin Costner, obviously the star, but was coming off the Postman, Waterworld, so he was, getting back on the course.
Let's jump into trivia real quick. He was coming straight off of Waterworld and a divorce, and he said one of the reasons he did it is he said he was reluctant because of all that. And Ron Shelton really had to talk him into it, but he ended up getting talked into it. Yeah, he was filming Waterworld for 157 days. And yeah, he just didn't want to do it, but he ended up doing it. I guess that he and Don Johnson, who were friends in real life, I think as Don Johnson put it, we did lots of partying, lots of golfing, because we were both single at the time, so we had some fun. I think that means exactly what you think it means. But no, Kevin.
I don't know. Is that the time where the Cal Ripken's wife urban legend is crossing over?
Ooh, I don't know. I don't know. But one of Costner's quotes was, "One of the best things I ever did in life was to go off with Ron and make this movie." So he said it ended up just being the perfect thing. But yeah, it seemed like only making $8 million, well, I guess $30 million over budget. Today would probably just be considered death. But back, they were pretty happy with it. And I always like to talk about any awards the movie might have won or was nominated for. Not a fucking thing. I'm sorry, that's nothing.
Too small of a too niche of a market with a golf movie. I mean, sports good movies never get it.
I know, but
they're acclaimed in that regard anyway.
We'll get into it later because I always like to do an Oscar reboot, and I've got some thoughts, obviously, on this one.
Sorry, we have crowd. It's in my car. I'll bring it in.
Doing it live from the bar. We are getting table service tonight, folks. No, that's a good thing, Ryan. But anyway, yeah, we'll talk about it in the Oscar reboot. But I thought it would have gotten, maybe it was too early to win an ESPY or something.
Yeah, I mean, did they have really anything with the movies back? That was the early days of the
Yeah, probably the MTV Awards. They're just getting, but those are probably just getting started as well. Well, it surprised me that Friday Night Lights got nominated for so little, but won the American Film Institute's Movie of the Year. So I guess you just never know. Real quick, just the top 5 grossing movies for '96 were Independence Day, Twister, Mission Impossible, the first one, The Rock, and then The Nutty Professor. The Nutty Professor.
One of those things is not like the others.
Nutty Professor might have been one of Eddie Murphy's last hits before he went on his slow streak, because that one did still gross like 140 mil.
Oh yeah.
So he was still rolling at that point, but yeah, wasn't my favorite either. And one thing we talk about as far as those Oscars go is I throw the quiz out there. Name the only 3 sports movies that ever won the Best Picture Oscar.
Well, you got boxing, and cycling, right?
Yes, no, or no, yes, and no. Not cycling.
Wasn't Chariots of Fire?
Oh, that's.
I was thinking of Breaking Away.
Oh, yeah, then
Chariots of Fire.
Then you're 3 for 3, and I've shit on $1 Million Baby enough, so I won't do it anymore here. Let's see. Let's go to then. Last thing before we get into the plot and the scenes is the Roger Ebert's review. 3 stars.
Not bad.
Well, and the thing is, then I read the review, and it's one of those 3-star reviews that reads like a 4-star review. It's like, here's 3 stars, but there's not one quibble, and just likes this, likes that, likes these scenes, love the character, got lots of laughs. I'm like, sounds like 3.5. You didn't call it one of your 10 best movies of the year, Raj, but
you still liked it.
You liked it, yeah. You liked it more than, felt like that he liked it more than 3, but maybe just dialed in like some people. Well, him with comedies that don't tell a story, it's like it's getting a star penalty.
But this told a story.
Right, and this told a story, and I thought it had comedy and drama, and then had exciting sports stuff. He loved the ending. Raj, that's 3.5. Rotten Tomatoes is a little low. Doesn't surprise me just because golf isn't universal, but did get a 72 on the critic side, and then only 65 on the audience side.
I would imagine less on the audience side, just because, again, you like golf, but golf's not near as popular as in the movie watching public.
I mean, that's the years when I was playing 25, 30 rounds a summer, so I was definitely into golf at that point. Now, here's one thing. If I get somebody on the show with me, I jump in with this. Just in a few sentences, you're in the producer's office. Make your pitch for 10 Cup. Take my money.
I mean, the actors with Kevin Costner in his leading role trying to make that comeback, that's a heavy one. But the writing and just the underdog story are going to set you going. You know, you're rooting for Roy McAvoy the entire time. And I don't know, you're rooting for him because he's not only an underdog, but, you know, kind of a flawed person.
Yeah.
You want him to get his crap together. You want him to get, you know, make the right moves and triumph over the evil Dow Jones.
Tell you what, you went somewhere I kind of wanted to go. Perfect time to jump in there. Kevin Costner, and I don't always go for, hey, I got a hot take to upset everyone. This is my favorite Kevin Costner role. And here's why. I mean, I love his roles, but he always seems to be, after Silverado, where he's the comedy relief, he's the goofball. And then after that, he just seems, even in Bull Durham, he's like the older, wiser guy. He's always older and wiser, like even as a criminal in, what was the one with Clint Eastwood? Where he's like the guy on the run, I think it was. No, it's not a Western. It's like 50, kind of set in the 50s-ish, where he's on the escape when he kidnaps the kid, but then they end up bonding.
Oh, I'm forgetting that one.
But even in that one, that's okay. I forgot the title too. I just pictured the movie. But even then, he is like kind of still older and wiser in a way, even though he's an escaped convict. This one, he's trying to be older and wiser, but he's a self-destructive goof, and he's hilarious. And
what would make you want to swim across that river?
Yeah, yeah. Oh God, yeah. No, you're just full of inner crap. Lots of horse shit. And what? Are you trying to make me feel bad? but he's so endearing while being just such a mess. And at the end, he's still a mess. It's like, he's made a relationship work at least. And I guess that's kind of the point. Is, you know, hey, if you get that, you're going to be fine. But it's just he's just so not all over the map, but he is playing a lot. He's hitting a lot of different notes in this show. And I like it just when he gets kind of mad for no reason. When he blows up at therapy, I'm dying. He's getting so angry at her. But he is. I mean, he's playing so many different things, and that's why I actually think that this was kind of an award-worthy performance for him. And he always gets hammered for his accents. His just kind of, he's got kind of the slow Texas roll going without overdoing it. And I just thought, here's his best accent.
It's not too heavy.
Yeah, because some people are going to go in and do like this. And
you being a little Brian Kelly-ish.
Oh, God. I think somebody else actually turned out to be from the South. It's not sure, maybe Kevin Costner, but there's somebody who just overdo it. And it's like, you're from there. Just be yourself. Be yourself. Yeah, but no, he just kind of had that lazy drive that without it being too much, and I give him credit for that. Before we go into the scenes, let's check. We got the first roll of comments in here. See what we got going. Yeah, Aaron Ken was in here earlier, and he was saying, I haven't watched this, so 100% me talking out of my ass. I told him, hopefully you'd want to after this. Aaron's just here to have fun. He's like, golf isn't my jam, so that's unlikely. And yes, wonder how long until someone cranks up the jukebox and we hear it on the screen. Believe it or not, they've tried to turn down at least the TV noise back here. We've still got a few people shouting, but I don't see anybody complaining too much, so must be working. Highlander, I didn't get to see it. Yeah, it wasn't free, so I watched some clips. I had to drag out my DVD. Don't feel bad. Like next year, I might use like, hey, what's streaming free is like a baseline sometimes. I don't know if that'll work out when I do Bloodsport, but we'll see what happens. Jason Reeves is here. He said, I'd just gotten out of the Navy when this came out, and I golfed at least 18 holes every week, and I never laid up in my life, so I love that movie. Look, this is for all of us who aren't scared of that pond and don't mind dropping a few balls in there. Okay, fun little fact. It's like, let's start to dribble some trivia in here. Gary McCord was the golf consultant for this movie, and thank God he was, because we'll talk about him more later. But that whole scene was actually based on something that happened to Gary McCord in real life.
Hits it off the porta potty?
I'm talking about hitting 5 straight into the water.
Oh, well, okay.
The 1986 FedEx St. Jude Classic, McCord put 5 in the water and then drained a 25-foot putt, or as they say in the movie, a crowd-pleasing 16, which is still one of the highest scores recorded on tour at the PGA. And also where they had the bar bet with the Pelican, that was based on something that he didn't realize. So yes, yeah, so
he led an interesting life.
Oh God, yeah. And so much of this movie came from, or a lot of the scenes, not the writing, but a lot of the scenes came from his experience. Where are they at? A bar? Don't anyone tell Greg the 5 Heart will be in the Yingling Brewery next. That's our Thursday night pod that Greg Mahachko does. Yeah, we are in Tiger Tom's pub. Say hi to everybody. Don't say hi. They can't see your comments. Oh, I get it. They're at the 19th hole. Yep. Aaron says it. Yep, exactly, Highlander. What's this say? Crud, gotta run. All right. Well, thanks for dropping in, Aaron. You made it through the first 17 minutes. He's usually he'll just appear out of nowhere, stay for an hour, and he's in and out. We love Aaron. So anyway, all right. You've seen this movie plenty. Name 1 or 2 of your favorite scenes from the movie.
I mean,
if you have to pick.
The end scene, obviously, where he keeps going for it, is just really hard to watch. But
yes,
obviously it sticks out as the final scene. But going back along the same lines, when he initially breaks up with Romeo by snapping all of his clubs, it's more than just one scene. You got the scene where he's breaking the clubs, you got the montage where he's killing it at golf, and then you got the bet afterwards with Don Johnson, where he's like, "You ever par the back 9 with a 7-iron?" It's like, well, Kev, I didn't think I'd ever try.
It never occurred to me to try. Yeah. Don Johnson. Let's talk about him for a sec and do a little more about your scenes. What a great bad guy. Because
he hates old people, kids, and dogs.
Yeah, don't forget about dogs. Just to set a little scene for you, Dan and I, it was a few years back, and we were in here, so I kind of want. I promised Dan back when it never occurred to me I'd ever get a movie podcast that I said, if I ever get a movie podcast, for whatever reason, we just were like, Dan, we're doing 10 Cup. We sat here on a Sunday night one night. 10 Cup was on. No one else was around, so they just cranked 10 Cup, and we were just drinking and like saying the lines with them, and just had a hell of a time. And I'm like, I'm just thinking, like, I don't know how the hell I'd run it or how I'd ever get to run it, but this is the movie. And all I'm doing is picturing Don Johnson, and he was such a likable bad guy. It's like. There's something endearing.
He hid the bad guy well.
Yeah, he hid the bad guy well, and even then there was something endearing about the guy at times. But at the bottom of it, yeah, he hated kids, old people, and dogs, and he was a piece of shit. And you wondered, like, are you really going to ask Cup to carry your bag to help your buddy out, or are you just trying to embarrass your buddy?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, because I think he was always jealous of being outshone at the University of Houston.
Oh, for sure.
And he could never get that back, but he was going to try what he could. But anyway, so those could be like your 3 scenes.
I like those ones.
I mean, not that there aren't any others that are great. But. So here's this. Let's talk about the scenes a little. I love the opening scene. The armadillo running around during the opening credits is great. Then I love it. You see Costner's boys right away. And I love Costner's boys. They are the best. I don't know what you'd call them, like buddies, groupies, whatever that you'll ever see in a movie. I think I can't. No one comes to mind.
It's up there, and they're a ragtag group,
to say the least. But the first thing they do, where I'm just dying in the theater, is when I saw it in the theater in '96, like first weekend. I was really excited for it for some reason. But the first thing they're doing is here's a bug zapper, and they're betting on which bug is going to get zapped first. And I'm like, now see that's. I feel like I've got friends with problems like that.
Oh, very much so.
And then it's like then he tells his riddle, and he's going to bounces the ball and is wedged 500 times.
He
He
knows
got
the answer to the riddle. He doesn't get to.
Yeah.
answer.
But I love that. It's like, what's it? Father and son are in an accident. They get sent to different hospitals. The doctor comes in to the son's room and says, I can't operate on him. He's my son. And he starts doing it. And they're asking the funniest question. One's like, did the dad marry the son's daughter? And Cub goes, Earl, this is a clean riddle.
Just a little casual misogyny. It's no big deal.
Yeah. And then Renee Russo announces her presence of authority. She walks in. The doctor's a woman. It's the guy's wife. The ball goes bouncing away. And you have your...
Well, and the real subtle part of that scene, too, is that she gets it. She tells him, she's a doctor. And she's like, I'm here for my lesson. And he just goes into, well, I thought I had a doctor.
Yeah.
Because he can't believe the doctor's a woman.
Right.
Like, come on, man. Right there. It's your riddle.
Right, yeah, you're right. And then he gives the golf lessons to Renee Russo, and she's
He's just creeping.
he's and she puts on all the stupid stuff from Golf Digest, the thing hanging off the helmet. She's got like a thing on one shin, another thing on her knee, stuff on her arms. She's like, take this off, for God's sake! I thought you were an intelligent woman. And she's getting pissed. And, then she takes a couple. She says, just let the big dog hunt.
And his little poem about the philosophy of the golf swing. And he's doing that poetry stuff again.
Oh yeah, and he's like, and then he's doing the swings, and he's like, and Arnold Palmer. Oh, he's doing the Arnold Palmer stuff now. And then but when she swings, it's like, fuck, shit. And then just a great
That's how
line.
a golf swing goes.
Oh yeah, she's like, fuck, shit. These are very technical golf terms, and you're using them in your first lesson. Great introduction to this game. I love it. And then next, let's just get my next favorite scene, the charity golf tournament, and where he like Don Johnson has come.
Are we doing an interview here?
We're doing a podcast, Mary. Say hi to Mary, everyone. Don't blame them. All they can see is the back of an iPad, so they have no idea. But anyway, so Don Johnson comes along, asks Cup to caddy for him. Cup thought he was going to get to play, so it's a shot to the gut that he can't hide. But we're off to the charity golf event. When we get to the 15th hole,
Yeah.
Craig Stadler's up. They're 2:30 to carry the water or something like that. And he's like, I'm going to lay up. And sure enough, Roy McIlroy's like, I can make it. So, even the pros, Craig Stadler's like, give me that 3-wood.
Oh, yeah.
Whack, splash. God, fucking, he cusses and throws the club. And he's like, well, I had to try. Your caddy said he could make it. And Don Johnson just goes from 0 to 50 to...
Immediate asshole.
Oh, God. I think you've got I've actually got a picture for basically the Don Johnson look, I think. I use it basically on Miley when she gets out of control, but Don Johnson just goes straight to the Sergeant Holka face. And he's like, what's he say? He's like, for 15 holes, I thought you understood. And then all of a sudden, because you got Stadler, Phil Mickelson, and then McCord. Gary McCord's in that scene. And McCord, I think, gets the betting going. And what does Don Johnson say? If you
take that shot, you're done.
Yeah, and so he's like, how are you gonna fire me, especially when I knock it on the green? Roy McIlroy just can't stop himself. So my favorite part is when he's getting ready to hit, and Stadler goes, "Here, use a glove. It'll help."
Thanks, man.
Yeah. And so, boom, knocks it stiff. The place goes nuts. I think what Stadler was getting like 5-1 or 10-1 odds off of Sims. So Sims doubly pissed now because I think
Sims wasn't.
He wasn't on the bet. Okay.
The other three.
Well, hopefully he took it from Mickelson. And McCord,
as history has shown.
Yeah, Mickelson never met a wager he didn't like on the practice rounds. But so McAvoy knocks it on. Sims fires him, and then Sims goes and pulls a guy out of the crowd. Here, grab the bag, and here McAvoy tackles him, starts dumping rips the bag off, starts dumping the clubs.
And we're on the George Michael sports machine.
Yes. See, there's a reason I understand. Those of you under 50 or more may not know and Dan's under 50, but may not remember the George Michael sports machine it kind of went away once Sports Center came along, but at this time they were coexisting pretty well. It was on at like midnight?
Like every Sunday.
Every Sunday. And all he did was just show replays from all sports of the week. He had a bunch of knobs and levers, like he was on the bridge of the Enterprise or some shit. And would just bring it up, and if you were awake on Sunday, you just loved the George Michael Sports Machine. Loved that they used it in the movie. And then after that, let's see. Then after that, I believe he's sitting down with Romeo, and you can tell Romeo's just been doing this his whole life.
You messed up a good thing.
You pissed away. I mean, caddies make a chunk of the winnings, and they make a nice money for carrying a loop, even in an exhibition tournament. He probably pissed away potentially 10, 15 grand, something like that. Maybe not that much in '96, but he pissed away some cash. And so they're there, and they're talking about what kind of sets the stage for the ending. Is they're talking about how at qualifying school, he actually took a 12 by hitting the ball in the water over and over, and he took a 12 when an 11 would have qualified him for the tour. And it wasn't because he was like he always used that, when a defining moment comes along, either you define the moment or the moment defines you. He goes, well, you defined the moment, and that definition was bullshit. Something like that. For a crowd-pleasing 13, you defined the moment, and the definition was shit. I also like McCord because McCord was always like doing the announcing, even when he wasn't announcing. He goes, okay, forget this. This impending disaster's name is Roy McAvoy.
Driving range pro, West Texas.
Yeah, I just love this impending disaster's name. Gary McCord, he had a future at acting if he wanted that. So what we do then is I think at that point he's falling in love with Rene Russo. He decides he's going to go qualify for the U.S. Open, because they really do have like a sectional and a regional qualifying to get in.
Day in golf every June.
Oh yeah. And so, but he needs 12 grand to do it. So he goes to his former stripper girlfriend, who runs the Golden Tassel strip club, and he talks her into fronting. He signs over the driving range to her for 10 grand, with the understanding she'll give it back when he bakes it and all that. But he needs 2 more grand, so he goes and gets like $400 for his clubs, and then goes out to the local country club to play Boone.
What a piece of work.
Boone's something, and he does it, and he offers to play him with just using a hoe, a shovel, and a rake. And I just love the line he got where he said, "You see it, if you beat me now, he offers to bet his car against like the 2 grand." And he's like, "Why do I want that piece of shit?" He goes, "Because if you win my card, then people forget how I won your Winnebago." So you realize the Winnebago he lives in, he won from this guy before. So this guy already hates it. And the first thing he announces on the tee is like, "I'll be playing the Pink Lady," and it's 1996, and Boone's a forward-thinking guy, so he just says, "That little pink fag ball is supposed to intimidate me." And like, it was 96, so I guess we sort of give Boone a pass. And it sort of did intimidate him. Let's see. Then he, at one point, because he had a baseball bat too, because he's driving with the baseball bat, and then they go up and Boone goes like, "Hey, hit for show, putt for dough." One of my favorite lines in the movie. Did you hear that, Romeo? Was it? Boone was being profound. We really love Boone being profound. So he beats them. Now, funny little thing that he actually does hit one out of the sand using a hoe. Well, apparently Gary McCord got a call from Ron Shelton. Shelton said, "All right, he's going to have this match where he's going to play it with bat, shovel, rake, hoe. He goes, and what we need is for him to play the ball out of the trap with the hoe and put it within 3 feet." And McCord's like, "What?" Yeah. So he says he spends all day with a hoe. He can't. He says he couldn't even get it out of the bunker except one time, and he said he bladed that one and just ran up over the edge. But then he thought if he could hook it a little, so he actually bends the hoe and actually can scoop it out of there. Says he calls Shelton back, faxes him instructions on exactly how to bend the hoe, and says good luck. What you see in the movie, Costner pops that thing to 3 feet, first shot. Costner walked right up, banged it on the green with a hoe. What would they do without Gary McCord?
The movie would have suffered, that's for sure.
Right. So he wins the money. I think Boone finishes off by threatening to call the INS on
Yes, on Romeo.
on Romeo. Cheech Marin playing Romeo. Another absolute wonderful performance. And so then he decides. Let's see. Well, actually, before that. No, it was after that. Then I think he was going on after that when he went and got his clubs back.
Yeah.
And then he's like, this is my quest. And all that. And he's going and do another great line where he's like, I need to convince her I'm not who she thinks I am.
But you are who
But you are who she thinks you are. You should. And so it's off to therapy. Therapy's just wonderful. He walks in the exit room, first of all. And I'll be honest, I didn't know there was such a thing as an exit room. But that, I guess, you come out of therapy, you might need some time.
Decompression.
Yeah, compose yourself. So he walks in and sits down, and this woman comes walking out, sits down, doesn't see him. She's just sobbing uncontrollably. And then she finally looks up and sees him, and he's just like,
just scared shit.
And she just starts screaming, like crying. I don't know why she wasn't like shrieking for fear. She just started crying out loud. She's just bawling as loud as she can. Here comes Renee Russo, like, what the fuck's going on? Like, just bewildered.
Like that's supposed to happen.
Yeah. And he's just like, and he just right away, Mr. Sensitive, I didn't say shit to her. She's like, get in here. And it's just one of the funniest therapy sessions ever. If I figured out how to be able to use clips without YouTube putting me in jail and shutting off the show, actually happened.
Oh, I bet.
When we were doing Miracle, whoops, I didn't know those.
These two can be quite litigious.
No, good one. But it was actually, I was using a YouTube clip because I thought, who cares to use a YouTube clip on YouTube? Yeah, and they're coded, so right away, I didn't know the alarm bells were going off. And then Miley's like, hey, my boyfriend Connor, these guys kind of know who Connor is. Connor said that the show's off. And apparently he gave 2 warnings that I had no idea. But anyway, the first funny thing in therapy is he lays on the couch, throws his feet up on the end.
Dressed nicely. Even took the spikes out of his golf shoes.
I always thought a lot of golf shoes could double this.
Oh, my father has done that.
Has he? Just removed the spikes. But yeah, Dan had got into it earlier where he's telling his story about crossing the river, and he can take a boat, but the river's full of like alligator snakes and everything, but he wants to try and swim across. What's that mean? He's an idiot. No, but he's a really good swimmer, and he just wants to challenge himself. He's a juvenile idiot. And then she just said, no, what you talk about inner demons, but what you have is inner crapola, like
full of shit.
Yeah, horse shit in staggering amounts, I think. And then he's mad. It's like he just gets up like, this is therapy. You're just trying to make me feel lousy. I thought I was supposed to feel better. No, wait. And it goes along.
And then she gives him an actual nugget that could probably help him.
Mm-hmm.
But she doesn't know he's talking about her.
Yep. It's like he's talking about the woman she's in love with, and she's like, well, does she know this? No. And, is she in a relationship? Well, she has a boyfriend, but he's a big horse's ass, if you ask me. Just unfiltered Roy. And she gives great advice. You should be honest with her, tell her how you really feel, et cetera, et cetera. And so you see him like,
well, he's working up that courage.
Yep. I think I'm in love with you. Her stammering is fantastic. I just, what? And he goes, and when I met you, I knew I was done with strippers and bar chicks and motorcycle girls.
Just the who's who of classy ladies.
And she's just her expression, all this, and then he actually unleashed the light. Oh, with most girls, I'm just trying to figure out how to get in their pants, but with you, I want to figure out a way to get in your heart. And she's just like, oh God, and he's like stunned, and just the way and then when she goes and sits at her desk, and she's like, no, and she's like, well, God damn it, Roy, I didn't know you were talking about me. Well, would your advice have been different? And he's
now it's on her to confront all her inner demons and inner crapola.
Yeah, and
then she just lays it out with used to be a real estate.
Yeah, yeah. Then he asks, so I take it the answer is no. And she goes, well, Roy, she doesn't say no is the thing. She's just telling him every reason she can happen. And I didn't notice that till a few viewings. That she does not shut him down right away. And then she says, she comes out, I will be your shrink. So we know at this time, by now, she's digging on Roy. She just, hey, I've got a real rich, successful boyfriend. This guy lives in a Winnebago. He won in a golf bet.
Yep.
It's like everything about this is wrong, but I just want to be around the guy.
But she did.
Oh, yeah. So, therapy. And I almost forgot one of my other favorite lines. She's like, I only have 30 minutes to deal with this. He goes, 30 minutes? Hell, I'm not that fucked up.
Turns out,
yes, you are. Oh, God. Okay, so we go to open qualifying. I call this scene open qualifying, the bet, and then open qualifying too, because it all just kind of runs together.
right.
Open qualifying, he hits the turn in 29. He's 7 under. And he does that one thing like, Ben Hogan, who is he? She goes,
Peacocking.
yeah. And then Russo goes, well, the thing is, it's like, I kind of like him when he's like really obnoxious like that. And,
that's his best quality.
Yeah, well, because that's his best quality. And then he's got a
Going for the course run.
tight dogleg par 5. I'm not going to the left of it. I'm not going to the right of it. I'm going over it. And then it turns serious and kind of hard to watch.
Yeah.
Because Cheech is not joking now. He's like,
he's been through this before.
yeah, and he's pissed. It's like, you promised not to do this. You're not going to listen to me.
He agreed when we started this epic journey. I'm
trying to help you, and you're not listening. So he's like, all right, here's the driver. Snap. And that just sends like Roy. Then you see the look he gets on his face when he's losing it, and you won't see it again till that last hold of the movie. But you see just how all of a sudden he is just in the world of, I don't know a word to describe it.
Cheech or
Costner? No, Costner.
Oh yeah, no, just you're not gonna tell me what to do. I know I can do this. I'm gonna do it.
And he proceeds to snap the 3-wood, snap the 2-iron.
It's a pretty good bit of lines for all of his reasoning why each club has wronged him.
Yes, I think it was. He even breaks the putter.
Oh yeah.
Oh, old Mr. 3-Wiggle. And I love all the names for him. And then saves that 7-iron. He's like, but the 7-iron never does me wrong, and proceeds to go out and shoot par on the back 9 with a 7-iron. So just for the record, that gives he finishes that with a 7 under. He goes 29-36 for a 65, and they head off to the bar. And Rene Russo is there with him, and they start talking about Dave Sims, and there's all his buddies. She gets to hear it for the first time. It's like, now everybody knows for a fact that there ain't a camera around. He treats children and old people like shit. Don't forget about dogs. And she's just like, oh no, you can just tell, no, he's really nice. And he comes walking up, and then explain to him how he shot par on the back 9 with a 7-iron, and he goes, you ever do that?
Oh, he was in his obnoxious element, just crowing over how he shot par with the 7-iron. He was on top of the world, and gets laid low pretty quickly.
That brings us to the bet. Yes. Now, the bet was, who can hit the 7-iron farther? And what did he say? I hit my 7-iron. What did he say? I hit my 7-iron farther. Daly hits his 5-iron or something like that. So, he's still cocking off. He goes out, whacks at 7-iron like 190.
Oh no, they're on the bar patio. I think the sign it hits is like 225.
Okay.
And then they say but those signs are like 20 yards farther than where we're actually at. So he should have hit it somewhere like 250, and just thinks he can't be beat.
Right. And then Don Johnson, take your jacket off. Don Johnson now is like, got him. No, I'm all right.
He knows.
Yeah. He, you need a warm up swing or two. No. I'm good. And then and he's looking down the road out to the highway.
Yeah.
Spoink, and just doink. And I just love how it takes like the big jump over the median, and Don Johnson
still going.
That's actually, I guess, based on an old Titanic Thompson trick.
Okay.
For those who don't know Titanic Thompson, we're getting a little deep in the golf here. But that's actually a famous golf swindler for golf shark, I don't know, whatever you want to call him, from like decades back. Yeah, he was a golf hustler, and it got so famous as a golf hustle that people would be hustled by him, just wanting to be, or be the first. Everybody's convinced they can get over the hustler. But this, I guess, is an old Titanic constant trick, and I guess Gary McCord brought that. Well, that's one of the things he brought to him, and they're like, awesome, it's in the movie. So then
it also inspires one of my favorite lines of the whole movie. Still say it in casual use.
Yes.
Like, you the man, Cup, and the man needs a ride home.
I was hoping that's what it was going to be. Yeah, the man needs a ride home. And so that brings us to qualifying round number 2. Romeo. Yeah, Earl and Dennis. Those of you who don't know Dennis Berkley, I guarantee you do. He's probably been in 200 movies. He's always the big dude. Fun fact about Dennis Berkley. No, wait, I've actually got a thing on the cast. I'll save it for that because I've got 2 of his crew that have neat little trivia bits. But yeah, Earl's not really built to carry a giant golf bag around.
He's not built to walk 18 holes, let alone carry a bag.
So Earl, basically Costner, after about 10 holes, is carrying his own bag, and he's like, because at first he's like, I'll carry it, and he's like, no, I got it. No, I'm good. Really? No, you take it. Yeah, you take it. So Earl's out there wheezing. That putt, he makes this long ass putt on 18, and it's like one that goes, it's like a 3-tiered green or whatever. Well, 2, the dip in the middle. This thing goes down into the valley. This thing back up and in, and that's actually one long single shot of Costner making that putt.
Okay.
Yeah, Costner. I don't think that happened.
Impressive golf feats in this movie.
They're really for actors, and Costner, he didn't make that one on the first try, but. I mean, I could probably be out there.
You could try it 100 times.
It would be like, all right, we'll see you here on this green tomorrow. Thank you, Clive. Let's see, and then he comes back. Oh yeah, he comes back to Romeo for their makeup scene, and that's like he goes. So what about Earl? He goes, Earl was a wheezing heart attack waiting to happen.
But just the genuine hurt Romeo feels. He's
and then
he's been wounded by it.
Right. Well, and then the talk starts telling, and essentially goes, well, if we can leave all this innuendo out of it, then Romeo, I am your Juliet. And they had the part where he's going like, well, I love Earl too, but I need you. And he goes, what, you don't love me? Yes, I love you too. More than Earl? Yes, more than Earl.
And that made Kevin Costner confront his feelings as well.
Yes. So, let's see. Let's take a little break for comments here. Let's see. Justice Chicka, I hear you clucking. Yep. Bug betting. It takes a special kind of board for that game. It really does, and yet it sparks the night up. Let's see. Apparently we're having I guess time zone issues. Highlander, where are you? It's dark here and yet it's light there. I'm confused. I guess I'm putting you in the east somewhere. Yes, it is further. We are in Omaha. The start of the Dr. Sun riddle immediately followed by, I thought I had a Dr. Griswold. That was it. Romeo holds up the sheet. Let's see. Shit doctors drive Ford Explorers. And Jason Reeves, you make me feel like I'm watching The Ranch again. I could just hear Sam Elliott going, who the fuck parked a Chevy in the driveway? She was suiting up for full contact golf, a dumb game we played in high school. Well, one time in college, we played, and this was before I even golfed, so it made it even more dangerous, but we actually played a golfing around campus where, through the yards between the Union and the library, between buildings, out into what used to be the grassy roundabout with Memorial Stadium on the left and the Coliseum straight ahead. And then we heard sirens and we grabbed our 5 clubs and ran away. So we didn't finish the hole. Highlander, we'll have to tell Mary Highlander said hi. Mary, bring more booze. Mary's not a waitress. She was just curious. Order some wings, Andy. I'll eat vicariously through you. All I had was a manwich. Highlander. All right, I can eat a manwich every now and then. I just we've got everybody's dinner orders. I just crushed a couple of brats with my new favorite. Is that Weber's horseradish sauce? It gets all the thumbs up. I never thought to eat horseradish sauce on a brat. It doesn't sound awful. I guess I'll dip a prime rib in it. Yeah, actually, Highlander says it sounds good. I agree with Highlander. Nothing like brats. The Walrus, Craig Stadler. He's still alive. I used to love watching watching that dude before John Daly hit the scene. I used to love watching him after John Daly hit the scene. The horseradish again. Oh, it's controllable, but every now and then you get a great sinus clearing dab. Yep, it'll bite as hard as you want it to. All right, so we've got to move beyond dinner here if we can. We're at Walmart for the horseradish. Roy drinking bourbon with a Maalox chaser, breakfast of champions. That Maalox scene, I had a couple of friends that would do that with Pepto-Bismol. That's rough. I mean, that's a serious drinker there. I mean, drinking bourbon for breakfast with Maalox, and I mean, that's out drinking me. And I was a bronze medalist in the Mexico City Games when drinking was still an event. So, goddamn horseradish sauce. All right, there we go. Best character. Jason likes his machinery. Best character, the 1974 Cadillac Eldorado convertible, 500 cubic inch front wheel drive, 9 miles per gallon at best. A paltry 210 horsepower, 0 to 60 in 11 plus seconds, 18 friggin' second quarter mile, a legend. God, I want to kind of drive Roy's car now. I'd want to drive more if I lost it playing golf too. Yeah. Oh yeah. That was one thing I kind of slid by, but yeah, he's like, I need therapy. No, not the doctor, lady. You can't get. It's like you can't get help about trying to hose a woman from the woman you're trying to hose. Why not?
Think about it.
Yeah, why not? It is not a tornado in the window. It's just the sun went down. That's all, guys. Married is this place to have a basement. They get going at times. That's why we love them. Look behind you. Yeah. It's just nightfall, guys. It's okay. Although this summer, that's a fair question. Holy shit. Bring me a shot, Mary. I could perform surgery with my 7-iron. The rest of my bag is trash. I think a lot of us feel that way. I couldn't perform surgery. I could maybe gut a corpse. That's about it. But I can make contact. All right. Finish out the scenes here. All right. We kind of go. We go to the driving range. I just get scooched into the open. He brings his Shanks with him to the driving range.
Yeah, after Romeo and Roy make up, and things go terribly.
Yeah, what's that? They said
El Hosel.
That was El Hosel, and one of the things McCord said was, he talked about how Costner, good athlete because he could just mimic stuff really well. So he said he actually did have a swing. Said he really would only be able to do about a 3/4 follow through. So they put that in the script that he was doing that on purpose. Yeah, for the West Texas hitting the low ball. But that's just, to me, that's kind of genius for the screenwriters. Some other guys would go take him out to the range all day and make him follow through. So he shows up at the open, and on the driving range is one of the funniest scenes in the movie because he's out there with the pros. Who's it? Lee Jansen, Billy Mayfair, Johnny Miller, David Sims, and Don Johnson, and he just starts scalding them down the driving line there. What was the one line? It's like, well, you're not going to fool anybody if you keep shooting chili peppers up Lee Jansen's. That's the one. And that's one of those scenes where you're just feeling pain for him too, because Johnny Miller, who just can be a Titanic asshole.
You guys might want to make reservations for Friday.
Oh God, and the thing he is just he's honest.
And, always to a fault.
Yeah,
he was even as an announcer later on, he was a specific kind of no nonsense. Like, well, I shot 63 at the open. What have you done?
Right, and he was usually ex-players in all sports that came on would never really attack a current player. They're not going to start pointing out everything that's wrong. Johnny Miller did. Wasn't doing it to be a dick. dude, but he
was a dick.
He was a dick, and it wasn't like he was taking cheap shots. He was just being brutally honest with them, like their coach might be or something like that. So when he walks up and goes like, "Hey, are there any problems down here?" And then Romeo gets an autograph from him, which pisses off Costner.
Right.
Well,
Everything else is going on.
Yeah.
You're going to fanboy out over Johnny Miller.
It's like, to my best friend. And well, one of my favorite things is when they get right there to start, he goes, "Look at this bunch of new title lists." He's like,
Put some of those in the bag.
maybe we can somehow make a prop from this debacle. But then he does the, hey, take all the change in your left pocket, put it in your right pocket, turn your visor backwards, take a tee and put it in your visor band and all this. And he's like, I look like a friggin' fool. He goes, how do you think you look shooting the chili peppers?
Yep.
And so he goes out, hits a beautiful 7-iron. Well, Dave Sims, though, there. It's like, maybe not totally evil, is because he's over there laughing and having fun, but then when he hits one here, he kind of looks at Romeo and goes like, nice job.
Right.
Yeah.
Because you fixed him. How do you fix him, Andy?
Yeah.
He's not thinking about the doctor.
Yeah, you're not. Your brain got in the way, and just that petulant. Well, that's hardly ever been the case. I mean, that your brain got in the way. I feel could be my life story. So that, and I don't feel like I was the only person in the theater thinking that way, because that was a lot of laughing.
A little uncomfortable.
Yeah, it's like, that's a little too true, guys. But anyway, so he gets his swing back. One warm up or one good hit, done.
Then what did they do?
Off to the Winnebago, and
I think we should go get drunk.
And Romeo gives him shots of tequila until he literally falls over, passed up, drunk at about 3 a.m, I think.
He asked what time the tea time is.
7:30 or whatever. So goes. We're on to the next scene, which I call the first day / Pelican. Heads out to the tee, and he's like kind of spitting up, and goes like, "Got time for a quick bucket?" Tee it up.
This is the U.S. Open. There's no time for your nonsense.
He just wants to gag. So all they show the first day is like, he's like, "Hey, all you got to do is hit the big dog right down the middle here." And he's like, "Nope, give me 2-iron. I'm gonna be humble. I'm gonna do everything right. I'm gonna play smart. I'm gonna be humble." And then next thing you see is an 83 on the board. What does Rome say? What's Rome say after you see that score?
Not my best idea.
No, yeah. Well, before that though, he just says 83. You humble now, Holmes.
Yeah.
He goes, "You got me." Yeah, he goes, "You got me drunk." Maybe not my best idea. Yeah, you think? Yeah. So they're all pissed, and then so here comes Sims to stick the knife, and now the real Sims is coming out.
Oh yeah.
And at this point, Renee Russo is still his girlfriend. No.
Yeah, because he does the
before that. Yes.
He does the TV segment and gets done, and then he curses out the grandparents with their son and their little dog.
Oh,
and
God.
she sees it. He doesn't know she sees it. But
Yeah.
she's immediately done. Like, she didn't believe him before, but now she believes him that he doesn't love other people, kids, and dogs.
And he hits every note because they're just like, "Hey, can we have your autograph?" And the little kid's like, "Hey,
I don't come to your job.
I come to your job and interrupt you. When you're working, I don't think so." Just the venom. It's like, and he's like, "God," and he goes, "Jesus, what an ugly dog." That was Kevin Costner's parents and son.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, that Kevin Costner's parents and son. Because they just show the kid put his hands to his face, and I think they edited in some like sniffles or little kid crying. It's like, yeah, don't make my kid cry. I just feel like Don Johnson, who sounds like in real life is really a good guy. I just picture that scene ending. It's like, holy crap! Now you know this is just
This is acting.
This is acting. Hey kid, I love you. Yeah, I don't think so. That was the meanest I don't think so I think I ever saw. Yeah, so Rene Russo, yeah. So then he comes in straight from that performance, twisting the knife in Costner, and they're done.
An esteemed pro, such as yourself.
Yeah.
Shooting 83.
She's done with it. Yeah, he did. It's like, he's like, I missed a 5-footer for 82. Great comeback, actually.
Yeah.
And so then it was, I think, Rene Russo and Romeo and Molly think up this bet. Hey, see that Pelican out there? She's like, yeah. She's going, see that? And Romeo's like, his face is like, oh.
You got that shot.
You got
put it for.
Yeah. And again, something that Gary McCord actually did in real life. And what happens? He nails it. They're all happy. Johnson and her are done. And that's where he walks up to her, paying her off, and goes, you're all fucking nuts.
Oh, yeah.
Sums it up. And it doesn't seem real torn up by the whole thing.
No, not so much.
I just get the feeling he's just, there's another blonde out there somewhere.
Oh, and he finds it.
And there was.
Yeah. That's funny. A little Tiger Woods-esque. So.
Well, sorry, Tiger, Not really. What are we apologizing? Tiger was living his best life at the time, probably. Just forgot to get rid of, to divorce. Who was it that introduced him?
Jesper Parnevik.
Jesper Parnevik's nanny. And apparently, Jesper would never speak to him again after that. And they used to kind of obviously be friends. Hey, meet my nanny. I think you guys would hit it off. Oh, talk about a you son of a bitch moment. Anyway, we're not here to crap all over Tiger. And after the bet, you have
a Waffle House. Well, no.
We're not at Waffle
there yet.
Yeah,
now Romeo's out in the rain.
Banging on the door to get in while those two have sex in the Romeo, man. There had to be somewhere, I guess. But
yeah.
I mean, I feel bad for Romeo in the rain, but you know what? Good caddy and a good friend. You take one for the team there.
Incredibly good friend. Yeah.
He's had it for the doctor lady. As Romeo calls her. Guess what? He got the doctor lady, Romeo. Quit banging and let him finish. It's tough. That first time stuffing up without you pounding on the door. Romeo, come on, buddy. So anyway, I think then he starts turning it on. Does everybody show up just for the last round? Is it after the third round?
I thought it was after the second round.
Okay, where he
goes
sets the record.
I always wonder about the scoring in this movie because the math doesn't always. I don't know. It probably does. I'm probably just not thinking about it right. But yeah, after he shoots like the course record that second round, and that's what everybody goes. That's when they meet out at the Waffle.
Right.
Because then Rene Russo says the thing about, I got some money for the bet. Let's go somewhere nice. He's like, this is my spot. These are my people.
Fun fact. You have the. God, I wish I could remember the character's name, but I just call her like ex-stripper girlfriend.
Yeah, well, that's
because she's like a business owner now, like multiple business owner. But she's the one going like, Darlene. Okay, Darlene's going like, it's like I'm from Odessa. It wasn't in Odessa. It's in Midland. In real life, there's not a Waffle House in Odessa or Midland, and that stuns me.
That's
never was
missed marketing opportunity.
God, yeah, it's like, aren't you, after 10 Cup comes out, aren't you just breaking ground on one in each town after that? That was baffling. All right, so we go to the first round. They didn't show it, but it insinuates on his way to the 83, he's still going for the green and two because they said.
Well, he doesn't.
They said before he's going for the fourth straight day, and this is insane. So he even went for it when he was on his way to an 83. So he pars it to get the 60, but he went for it on day two because he wanted to shoot 59 because no one's ever shot 59 in a major. So day three, another good day. He's tied for the lead after day three. I think he had like 7 under. He shot like a 65 that day, I think, something like that, or maybe 66 in that range. And so we're off to the final day and in the trees right out of the gate. And here's the thing: is I had a buddy that I golfed with a lot, good golfer. He shot usually around 79 to 82. And he was just Mr. Positive to the point where I just wanted to throw clubs. Like what Romeo's doing. Oh no, that's on me, man. I gave you the wrong club. This is great. No, you got this, and bang, it's the tree again. Son of a bitch. No. And he's just Mr. Positive to death. And I just started having PTSD to like, Dell, just shut the fuck up and let me swing the club.
Don't talk to me.
Don't talk to me. Yeah, I can't handle Positive right now. Let's see. So he gets off the bad start, and then there's the Porta-John shot with once again Gary McCord, who, when they had the Pelican bet, I forgot to say one of the funniest things was Gary McCord's
on the soda
gun as a mic, and then somebody want to get that guy under control, and they're pulling Gary McCord out of the way. Well, and then there's Gary McCord again, where he's going to put one off the Porta-John shot, hit one off the Porta-John onto the green, and McCord's like, "You're going to do what?" And he's like, "Yeah, $50 says I pull it off. You're on." Gary McCord's another guy that never really turns down at all.
So kind of famous for it.
Little nitpick there. He didn't make the green.
He did not. No.
He was on the frog hair. It was a lot. It was a big set of frog hair fringe there, but that wasn't on the green. Gary McCord, go get your money back. You won that bet. Hell of a shot. So now he turns it around. I do love it. When they tee off, or is after that first hole, and he goes like, you just keep shooting par. He goes, I'll take 18 of them all day long. And it's like, you do it, and how long you? Yeah. Like when golfers get pissed. One fun thing in the middle there, Craig Stadler coming up to Molly. Yeah, he's like, hey, I've seen what you've done with him, and
that guy's a psycho.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he's in the lead. It's like, hey, give me a few more. I'll pass it out. She's like, oh, give them all your friends, and I'm available. There's like, bring your caddies. I'm available for group counseling. Yeah, that's it. Couples counseling. Let's see, and then I love this is when all the other golfers are running around and making comments about it.
Who the hell is this guy?
Yep, and I found a nice little one of the group there, and I think I got most of them. Peter Jacobson. Who's that? That's?
It's a little too dark for me to see that. But it's either Couples or Faxon. I think it's Fred Couples.
Yeah, that's probably Couples there. Yeah, because Faxon's more tall and skinny. I don't know who's looking back. I'm pretty sure that's Ron Shelton, and then Costner, Don Johnson. There's Corey Pavin in the middle of Don Johnson and Cheech Marin. Right. And I love Corey Pavin because I think, was it Shinnecock Hills where he won the Open, held off Greg Norman?
It's like
94. And then they filmed this, and I think it's supposed to be 95.
Oh, and he says that guy's good. His name's going to be on the trophy right after mine.
Yeah, I can't believe some guy named Tim Cups had his name under mine. Love that because they always, I think it was in John Feinstein's A Good Walk Spoiled, where he was writing about how everybody called Corey Pavin, because he's not a big guy. He's a little guy. I mean, he's Cheech's size. Yeah. And everybody called him like GLB because everybody called him the Gutty Little Bruin because he went to UCLA. And he just got to get sick and tired of getting called the Gutty Little Bruin. It's like, I've won events. It's like, I get it. I can only drive at maybe 250, but come on.
Yeah.
I think we're beyond the Gutty Little guy crap. And then we finally have the final hole. Painful to watch in the theater. You're just like, this is it, man. He's finally going to get it on. He's going to win the Open.
But Renee Russo was all for it.
Yeah. Well, she did that like in the the second round he went for it, set the record. Third round, Pavin or Cheech is trying to give him like the 7-iron, and she's going like, I should take that down, but yeah, she's going like pointing at the green, like, come on, dude, go for it. And you just see Cheech going like,
you're not helping.
Splash. So here we are, day 4. He can par and go into a playoff with Peter Jacobson because Sims isn't even going to try and win. Sims is one stroke down, needs to birdie it to get into the playoff, and he's just going to lay up and then try to stick one and chicken shit. So splash, and he gets that same look again. I like how when he goes nuts, the club snapping, the going for the water, he just gets that. I'm doing this and fuck anybody that tries to stop me. And it's splash and it's tough. Now, nitpick, I don't know what would happen to pitching wedges from the drop zone if 3 woods spinning.
Backspin on that 3-wood.
I mean, I had enough questions when he hit it at the exhibition tournament when he popped that 3-wood up and it just took like a hop, like a 7-iron hit the green.
Oh, it can be done for sure. But if he's hitting it that well, he's not trying to do it.
Yeah, that green, is it sloped like this? How does anything stay on unless it falls in the hole?
Right, no kidding.
Big nitpick, doesn't matter. And then finally gets hit, and I grabs his hand and he tries to take the 6th ball. And it's like, you put this one in the drink, we're disqualified. You don't even finish. Even though I found it tough that afterwards, that Renee Russo had told him, it's top 10, you get into all the other majors, and you get to play in this one for the next 10 years. And I'm like, he knows that. He's a golf nut.
Yeah, but he's seeing red. He doesn't.
No, I mean when they're back at the camper, like after.
Oh, yeah.
I just thought that was like, maybe they're just trying to say she learned a little about the game.
Just a little exposition.
Come on, she knew that. But anyway, he is about to piss all that away, and tip place money at a major is serious cash. And at that point, I'm like almost wanting to beg him. Like, I'm in my head, just lay it up, fuck, man. Goes in. It's amazing it lands. I love how there's 2 levels of noise. Like, it lands, and everybody's going nuts. And then when it rolls in, then it's like yeah. And the music's perfect. And then the guys go running on when he throws the ball into the drink, and then these guys go diving in. Just all out great scene. Walks off with Rene Russo. Don Johnson never to lose a moment's sleep. Well, aren't you the cutest thing? Here's a blonde behind the ropes. Come on through, darling. It's like, and then Costner gets, for all the digs he's eaten from Sims in this movie, when he walks by him with the blonde, and he just pulled out of the crowd, and he just goes, "Nice par, David." Beautiful line. That's. I almost wondered, did Sims still go home with her after that? Or? Okay, for sure. Just a question. Best scene of the movie. What's your call there?
I like the whole sequence of the sectional qualifying ending with the bet.
Yep. Yeah. I'm gonna actually go with therapy.
Fair enough.
Yeah. No, it doesn't matter.
She's still in that exit room crying.
Oh God. Yeah. What, you're making me feel lousy? What kind of therapy is this? I love it. All right, quick comment break. See if anybody's brought me in. Actually, looks like they calmed down a little. Oh, wait. But there are strip clubs in Lynn, Odessa. Thanks, Jason. Roy needed to borrow Sarandon's garters for meat. Good suggestion. We did do Bull Durham.
I mean, I think that would have been more effective than double knotting a shoe
Right.
knot on your left shoe and changing your left pocket. At least a little bit more of a shock to the system.
Yeah, and Romeo can snap him. Well, they've actually settled in. There's a guy named Fred Sacco that likes to jump in here occasionally. He likes to come in and basically say the stuff like, "Well, that's borderline, but I guess we'll allow it. We'll put it up there," or just make fun of John, our editor, and that can be entertaining. What's this? She was crying when she came out. You must have said something. Oh yeah, going back to the exit room. I just love that. I didn't say shit to her. Such a sensitive guy, our Roy. All right, let's see. We're winding down now. I like to go through and I give everything a little rating. Let's start with just there's no real unintentional comedy here.
It's all pretty intentional.
It's all pretty intentional. Basically what we do is it's a Mike Riley's a 1, it's a Callahan's a 2, or Solich is a 2, a Polini's 3 stars, or Devaney's 4 stars, and an Osborne's 5 stars. So what would you give for comedy?
The whole thing?
Yeah, just like how would you rate just for the comedy in the movie?
I'll go for 4 stars.
See, I'm actually going all the way.
That's fair.
That's a Tom. I mean, that every note seems to hit.
It does.
It's just incredibly well written. The next thing, okay, this one I really want to leave to you. Quality, the sports quality, like the quality of the actual golf being played.
I mean, some of the stories you told me about, how they modified a damn garden tool to make the seed work. And, I've heard more than one story of Costner just being an incredible natural athlete. Like, them being able to do those ones, not CGI.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. That's I would say that's probably either a Devaney or an Osborne.
Okay. We will put Osborne
But also
back up
tough
there.
game even when you're good at it.
And one thing, it's like, I remember it was like a year later, I saw Costner playing in some celebrity tournament or like a pro-am type deal, and he holed out a wedge from 120, and the swing still looked good.
Yeah.
I'll leave that up there. And as I understand it, I believe Don Johnson was a single-digit handicap going in, and because he certainly looked like it wasn't his first time swinging the golf club.
Sure.
The next thing is the music. I think it's fantastic. We just came off what I thought was, a 5-star performance last week when we did Friday Night Lights. That's with explosions in the sky, with the actual, just the score and the soundtrack. we're kind of here with that again. We've got, I like that Texas Tornado song that starts the movie. A little bit is better than nothing. It has a nice mix of like the country. You kind of has the Texas feel.
The soundtrack fits the movie
very well.
It pairs.
You've got Bruce Hornsby, and I don't think he's come up yet, but everybody who knows me knows that I'm a huge Bruce Hornsby fan, and these are two of my favorite songs of his. Big Stick, which I believe he wrote for the movie, and it just has that fiddle playing. It has that Texas kind of sound to it, and then he has a slow one when he's out hitting the range and pining over to the doctor lady. Nobody There But Me, which is actually just a slowed down version of, I guess, an old 50s country song. But then you have that Character Flaw by Joe Ely. Amanda Marshall, who's one of on the low end, just one of my favorite artists, not that many people are aware of. That This Could Take All Night, which is, I think, their sex and then closing credits song. Like the two newest songs I found of hers are called "I'm Not Drunk" and I hope he screws a basketball player.
Nice.
So Amanda can write a song, and then a guy named William Ross composed the music, which I thought was perfect for the golf scene.
It swelled where it needed to swell.
I'm usually not on a roll like this, but I'm following up Friday Night Lights with another 5-star for music. Adrenaline Scenes. I mean, huge one at the end.
Yes, very much so.
So,
well, I mean, the pressure golf shots, the pelican shots of the adrenaline scene, the shot off the porta potties of the adrenaline scene. You know, there's a few of them.
I'm getting up that. I was thinking of Bo, but you remind me of. I was just thinking of the stuff at the U.S. Open, but even when he starts hitting that 7-iron, and then he, that long putt he drained it, because I guess in the script release movie he had to make that to qualify. Yeah. We'll do that. Montages. I mean, the only time I really thought montage was the round 2 of the qualifying.
You get a couple of them. You got that one. You got when he's beating Boone with the garden tools.
Yes, that is a montage.
You got the 7-iron.
Yeah. Okay. No, that's going Pelini. I always tell people I tried to find a picture that really captures Bob's personality. For some reason, when I throw Nuvati up there, that cracks people up. Bob just score that winning touchdown, and I'll see you boys at Sandy's. And then finally, the Oscar reboot. I'll tie it here. Okay, we're coming in. I've tried to stay under an hour and a half. We're gonna make it. The Oscar reboot. I'll just go through this one quickly. This was like the year of Shine, Jerry Maguire. Let's see. These are like what they would be constantly going up against. Just a moment. Yeah, you got like Shine, Jerry Maguire, The English Patient, The People versus Larry Flint, Sling Blade. For Best Actor, Jeffrey Rush won for Shine. I tried to get through it once. Nothing against Jeffrey Rush, but I don't think we're having any Shine discussions these days.
You mean the guy from Pirates of the Caribbean?
Yeah, him. That was when I think Jeffrey Rush. That's what I'm thinking. That was the year. Like Cruise probably should have won for Jerry Maguire. I thought that was his Oscar squandered. And given how he just went to action flicks after that, I think he might think, screw it. I'm just going to make the movies I like.
Right. He's excellent.
I could have pushed Jeffrey Rush out of there to give Costner a nod. That's how serious. I know that's not universal, but I thought that's how serious I think this is his best performance. Now, Best Supporting Actor, you could give me Cheech or Don Johnson. I thought
they were pretty good.
They were layered. Their performances were not one shot.
I don't know that there was enough of them.
Right. It's almost could one, or if it was just one or the other with a little bit more. But yeah, they were good enough. Russo, it wasn't a strong year for Best Actress nominees. Like there's a couple of them where I'd never even heard the movie, and I thought Renee Russo was fantastic. She was great. Yeah. That was one of her best performances. Let's see. Then Best picture, absolutely. I could have bounced like Shine. Most everything I can bounce Shine the fuck out of here.
I thought there were a few, more than a few that year, arguments that they should have been bounced out for other movies. So I don't know that you could definitely bounce out them for Tin Cup, but I don't know that they would beat somebody as well.
Right. It's it just being a sports movie. Now here's my biggest beef. This wasn't up for a best original screenplay. This screenplay is
Pretty original.
It's original. It's hilarious. It's got heart to it. It's got excitement, and it's just the language is almost lyrical at times in its goofiness. Like Costner's speeches are like fantastic.
He gets on his soapbox every once.
Oh god,
and he's pretty good at it.
Yeah, and it's like, and you're just going like, dude, you're so full of yourself. You need to give it a rest, and then he'll throw in a line like, but I'm trying to get in your heart, and like that just comes out of nowhere. But yeah, who else is gonna write? But I knew when I met you, I was giving up. Was it bar strippers, bar chicks, and motorcycle girls? So that's it. Rush through that, and that leaves us with the trivia. Let's see. One last check before trivia here. The Herbie on that shirt drove a red Eldorado convertible.
Oh, yeah.
And then, oh my God, we'll have to take these in a minute. A little bit better than nada. Sometimes get you the whole enchilada. Yeah. Yep, you're damn right, Jason. All right, let's see what trivia we missed. Yeah, Costner was trained by Gary McCord. I was so disappointed because he wrote in Golfing for Dummies, he wrote the intro and talked about what it was like to work with Gary McCord, and it was really funny. It was really complimentary to Gary McCord. It was perfect. So I go looking for my Golfing for Dummies book that I don't know how many years old, stuffed on a shelf somewhere. I find it, open up, and it's the second edition, and the intro's done by Alice Cooper, which was still fun, but no, that was disappointing. Let's see. Oh, let's do the cast real quick, because this was probably as much. This was as much fighting for roles, like not Costner. He was the go. He was from the get go.
No, but his whole crew is a list of that guy.
Oh yeah. Well, so yeah, obviously he got the role because they worked together in Bull Durham, and he was going to be the guy. Molly, Janine Turner was considered for it. That wouldn't have been bad.
Yeah, they nailed it first.
No, I'm not. Yeah, I'm not saying better. I'm just saying that would have been bad. And then Michelle Pfeiffer turned it down.
Yeah,
I like Michelle Pfeiffer, but Russo I think is way better for that part.
I think so too.
No offense to Michelle Pfeiffer. David Sims. Here's where it gets crazy.
Okay.
Pierce Brosnan is considered.
That would have been, especially if he doesn't try to do an American accent.
Yeah.
I mean,
Then you're
who doesn't love a British film?
Right. Dennis Quaid was offered it and turned it down, and says that that was one he really regretted.
Yeah.
Everybody wanted the David Sims role. Alec Baldwin took it and then had to quit because Kim Basinger was pregnant and started having health issues with pregnancy. And then finally it came down to Tom Selleck and Don Johnson. And then Selleck couldn't make the meeting, but something came up, he couldn't make the meeting, and he called Don Johnson 5 minutes later, and Don Johnson snapped it out.
There you go.
A lot of battle for the Sims role.
Oh, yeah.
Now, the two, for Romeo, John Leguizamo was considered. I couldn't have done better than Cheech. I'm a Leguizamo fan, but this was Cheech's role. And then,
and Leguizamo would have been a bit young there too.
I think so. I liked it better with somebody Cheech's age. I think Leguizamo was just probably in his 20s at that point. It's not the 20-year-old somebody's.
He doesn't know shit.
Yeah, doesn't. Yeah, ain't. You think he doesn't listen to Cheech? Yeah. He ain't listening to Leguizamo. And then two guys in the crew. Richard Weinbeck. He was had kind of the gaunt face. He was John Moxon's dad in Varsity Blues. And then Dennis Berkeley, wearing the TCU shirts all the time. Went to TCU. That was home cooking. So I like that. Let's see. Frank Tricani, CBS director.
Legend.
And I think in Good Walk Spoiled is where I learned about him. He wasn't acting. He was like, who the fuck is this guy? Who's this tin cup? This disaster? What the hell is? he hated nobodies. He did not like. There was one time
He didn't fit his narrative.
Yes, there was a Houston Open, I think it was, where Paul Goydos came out of nowhere and beat John Daly. And Cherkanian was out of his mind.
Right.
Because nobody knew who the hell Paul Goydos was. They still don't probably.
Doesn't let him build that story on Sunday afternoon.
Oh, no. He wanted people tuning in to see John Daly raise that club and do something embarrassing probably. So he's actually playing Frank Cherkanian. He's like, who is this guy? From West Texas. He's like, yeah, from West Texas. Oh, yeah, thank you for West Texas. Yeah, he was absolutely. He's playing perfect, pissed off director. This is bullshit.
Well, is it him or is it the associate producer? It's like, somebody tell that guy he doesn't have to hit it from there.
Oh my god, yeah, that's because those guys are doing a great job. Like, come on, because they are just like, this is hard to watch. God, that was it. That guy's the assistant producer. He's sitting there just going, come on that last one, come on, and he's just sweating it. That's a great call. Don, yeah, talked about the partying. Okay, I guess Ron Shelton, 1994, the idea for the movie came when Ron Shelton, one of the guy who ended up like writing it with him, and then one of the producers were playing around the golf at the Ojai Valley Inn in Ojai, California. I've played golf at the Ojai Valley Inn twice, and probably around that time, with a buddy of mine. Actually, no, it would have been until about '98. A buddy of mine moved out to California. But yeah, I played golf at the place where they came up with 10 Cup. It's the little things.
It is.
They say the driving range was built from scratch for the movie, about an hour south of Tucson.
You can tell.
Yeah. Yeah, no shit. Did that. Ron Shelton, when asked when McCord asked, so why did you hire me? And he goes, well, first of all, you got kicked out of Augusta. And second, I like your bullshit.
Yeah.
Good call, Ron Shelton.
That's the vibe we're going.
Yep. Cheech Marin hated golf when he took the role. I got talked into it. Avid golfer now. Yeah. Took up golf after.
Well, he does the celebrity one out in Tahoe.
Oh, does he?
I think he used to.
Okay. Nice. What'd they say? Costner and Don Johnson, real life friends, and then Don Johnson was originally asked to play Elliot Ness in The Untouchables. Oh, that's a different movie.
Very much so.
Turned it down, and his buddy Costner got it. Here we go. Roy McAvoy and Dave Sims, University of Houston. Fred Couples and Jim Nance played golf at the University of Houston.
Nance recently inducted into their Hall of Fame, I think. That was a big story over the last year's March Madness thing.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
And then final one. I always thought it was before, but it was later that year. Don Johnson and Cheech Marin starred Nash Bridges together. I thought that had already been going, but I guess I don't know if that's how they met or if it was already in the works.
Worked out.
Okay, that's it. Let's see if anybody else. I think they were about done with the comments. Let's see. What do we have here? Johnson's Best. Oh my God, Harley Davidson and the Marlboro Man with Mickey Rourke. Absolute trash classic. I love it. I put it on the same realm as Tango and Cash, which is just
Tango and Cash.
It's fucking amazing. Harley Davidson, the Marlboro Man is in that realm. I love that movie. I can't watch it over and over. There's just too many movies to watch everything over and over. When that thing pops up on a stream, I'm watching it. I'm gonna get my every 4 or 5 year viewing it. That's wonderful. Good call. And finally, aside from Miami Vice, of course, I used to watch every friggin' Friday night, Nash Bridges. All right, Dan, we made it through in under an hour and a half. And I got something interesting to tell you after we get done here. So we always finish by thanking everybody for tuning in, watching. I want to do an extra special thanks because it's going away for a while. Not because it did anything wrong. It's my full intention to do a season 2 in the off season again next year. I'm going to start doing a football pod on Tuesday nights. I guess next Tuesday. Season's going to be rolling. I'm actually going to be covering from the press box this year. That is both exciting and terrifying. wish me luck, and that my feet don't forget how to work, and I fall down in front of Tom Chattel or something like that. I promise to. We actually have pods going, I guess, every night of the week now, and Minnie has been doing a series of interviews, and I promise to. I just don't have it ready, so bear with me. Wait, nope, there's our group. Where's our group one? There's our group one. Now really bear with me. There we go. Right, Minnie. Okay. Husker Minnie will be doing an interview with Husker artist Ashley Spitznagel tomorrow at noon. So tune in for that. Her interviews have been doing well. She's been getting great feedback, asking good questions, getting good answers. So tune in for that. And yep, sorry Highlander, next Tuesday's football. I really appreciated you guys saying, hey, keep doing this last week. It'll be back. Yep, rock on, go Big Red. That's how we sign off. Can't wait till Saturday. GBR, fully Husker Saturday. What do you say we do these? Our wonderful bartender Clive brought these by. Go Big Red, and good night, everybody. Hopefully we'll see you next Tuesday. If you're hanging in for the movies, see you next fall. But thanks so much. I've had so much fun doing this. I love the comments. We'll give you plenty of advance when we get this going again. Thanks, everybody. Thanks to everybody who tuned in to everyone, and hopefully we'll see you soon. Good night, everybody.